All right, let's get into it. So, this is a reflection based on the course that I took for career prep, learning how to understand, career paths and stuff like that. So, let's get into some of the prompts, go over some of the things that I found impactful from the course. So, number one, the first prompt is what I found to be the most impactful part of the course. And I'd say, hands down, it had to be the STAR method. So, the STAR method basically taught us how to make goals and structure them in a way that is specific, time bound, achievable, and it has a it's relative to like it's important in some way. It's realistic. So um, I've always really had lots of ambition. However, I've always fallen a bit short whenever it came to execution or whether it came to really accomplishing whatever it is I kind of had an ambition for. And I think in a way it has to do because I'm not a huge goal oriented person. I'm very much, I lead with my heart more than with my mind. And there has to be some sort of synergy between the two for results to happen. So I'd say that setting goals with the STAR method has been helpful. Although over time I do get a bit distracted and I also aren't like I'm not as consistent with my goals. So maybe I should set shorter goals, smaller goals, instead of giant goals that take maybe a couple months to complete. I think in that way, I'll be able to be more accountable and actually track my progress a lot more efficiently. So, the next prompt now is what is one goal that you have related to your career that will help you work on that you will work on after this course? So, one of the goals that I set out with the STAR method is the ability to make $1,000 by August 30th, 2024. So, that's like the end of the summertime. And the biggest reason why I set this goal is because I have an ambition to be a musician. I feel like that's the truest to who I am as a person, but not just a person. I feel like it's truest to who I am beyond self-conception, if you want to say. I feel the most love and truth in music, right? However, having a sustainable career path in music is a completely different story. I think that in order to make $1,000, and this relates to the next prompt, which is what are two actions or strategies that you'll take to achieve this goal? I feel like there's multiple paths that I could take. For example, I enjoy DJing, I enjoy playing guitar, but I've never really found much love or joy in playing at bars or playing at like restaurants or something like that. I find like if I was doing those things for the sole purpose of making money, I feel like that would really just ache at me and that would also not be authentic to myself. So I feel like other paths I could take would be either getting my music signed on like a record label, which would be insanely difficult just because of the oversaturation of music that's out nowadays, as well as just like cold emailing record labels and A&Rs. So I think that strategy is a little less realistic. So I'm really only left with streaming, which would have to I'd have to market myself in some sort of way to even reach people and garner enough, you know, streams to even make a dollar. So if my goal is to make $1,000 through music, I could teach people how to play guitar. I could um ideally I could like start a record label and sign my own music that I enjoy. But ultimately, like even though I have these goals set out and I do have the the goal to be a musician, I feel like ultimately I don't want to be solely reliant on music as a source of income because I think with that comes a loss of freedom and creative freedom as well. I feel like if you are relying on music for your next paycheck, or if you need a record label to support you, you're more willing to sign off your masters, or you're more willing to make a TikTok hit, you know? So I feel like, in a way, if I could find some sort of way to make money, what like through music is the ultimate, it's like the goal, right? That's that way I could sustain myself because I don't want this to turn into a hobby. I don't want it to turn into something that I kind of just do offhandedly here and there. I want to love it, but you can't force love. You know, that's the biggest thing. You can't force love. You have to, like to say, fall in love. It's more of like a surrendering thing, but it's interesting, really. I think that for that specific goal, if I had to define two actions, I'd say one, either teach guitar to students. That's an easy, reliable, consistent way of making money. And number two, I would say maybe even uploading guides on YouTube. So that'll end off my little video reflection right here. Leave any comments on advice for me if you have any, and I'll see you later.